Welcome everybody to the week 1 update, the first update of me on my journey of losing 60 pounds in 60 days. Before I get started, I want to preface this whole thing because I'm sure that there are people that are watching this video that haven't watched the first one. So I just want to say, this is not a series that is some sort of diet plan or some sort of workout plan or instructions on a way to do this yourself. This is merely a documentary series, if you will, about me doing this on my own. Everybody is different and everybody's bodies are different, everybody loses weight different, and everybody's goals are different. So I won't be giving you truly specifics and again, some sort of plan on how to do this on your own, because that's not what this is about. And to be honest, I'm not trained for that. I've done a ton of my own research to be able to know what is perfect and good for my body. Excuse me, I have a booger. I'm not your fitness coach, I'm not your nutrition coach, and I don't know you. So I encourage you to go out and learn on your own, gather as much knowledge as possible, talk to as many professionals as possible, and then from there, make some decisions and make some changes in your life. To start out, for those people who didn't see the first video, the whole reason I'm doing this is not to lose weight. I don't care about my weight, the scale, whatever. Pounds are pounds, and they are different for everybody. The thing for me is that I went down to Universal Orlando, the theme parks, a couple weeks ago, and I got on a few rides, I rode a few rides, and then I attempted to get on a few others, and I didn't fit. I was too big for the car, I was too big for the harness. And so I knew I was going back in May, at the end of May, to Universal with my family for a small, week-long family vacation. So I told myself, I've got enough time, I've got 2 months, I'm gonna try to lose as much size. The weight is a secondary thing, and it happens with losing size, but the important thing is to lose as much size as possible so that I can ride this ride when I go back down there again at the end of May. And I can ride it for the first time with my niece, who's never even been there. So that's why I'm doing this. The side effect is that I'll be a little bit healthier, I'll be a little bit smaller. That's great, but the main point is so that I can ride this ride at Universal. All right, now that we've got all of that out of the way, let's actually talk about my updates after doing this for 1 week. So as I mentioned, I'll be doing one of these update videos once a week for the next 5 weeks until the end of May, until I make it down to Universal and see if I'm able to ride that ride. Each week, I'm gonna give you a little bit more information. I'm obviously gonna tell you how I'm doing, but maybe I'll share some of the meals that I'm eating. I'll share some of my favorite apps that I use at the gym when I'm working out to help me just get a little bit more motivated. So you want to check back every week, not only for my progress to see how I'm doing, but also for some tips and tricks on how I'm doing this myself. So to start out, the big question, how's it going so far? Well, the short answer is it's going very well. I am hungry, but that's because I'm used to eating a lot of food all day, every day, and I miss beer, but it's fine, I can have some when I'm done. The big thing I know a lot of you are wondering is how much weight I've lost. Pounds are a good way to track progress, but the big thing for most people, they're not losing weight to lose weight, they're losing weight to look better or to be healthier. And so for me, it's to lose size. Just want to say that, but it's gonna be difficult to show you and to quantify me losing size until I actually make it down to Florida. So let's talk about my weight. So it had been a very long time since the last time I weighed myself. It was probably a month or 2 months prior to me actually going down to Florida that I had weighed myself last. And when I tried to weigh myself on my scale here at home, I got on and it said error. You never want a scale to say error when you step on it. I realized after looking at it that the weight limit on my scale is 335 pounds, and I was like, oh no, I'm heavier than 335 pounds now. The next time I went to the gym, which was later that week, I used their scale, which is one of those sliding scale things where you just move the weights, and I realized that I was about 350 pounds. So I really hadn't changed anything with my diet or working out more between when I weighed myself and I was 350 pounds to when I went to Florida. So I figured that I was at least 350 pounds. I was probably 355, maybe 360. We'll say 355 just as a nice median weight. So 355 pounds was where I started. A week after doing what I'm doing now, my diet and exercise regimen, I am down to around 331 pounds. 332 if you round up. What? 331 pounds? That's over 20 pounds of weight loss in 1 week. Yeah, it is. But the thing is, especially if you're a very unhealthy person like I am, if you've been eating a lot of junk food and you've been drinking a lot of alcohol or just soda, anything like that, your body has a lot of water weight and other bad stuff that it's holding on to. And not to mention just poop. There's poop in your body. And if you're eating constantly all day, every day, there's going to be a lot of it. So anytime that you start a diet, especially if it's sort of an extreme one, you're going to lose a lot of weight quickly. Between the water weight, between the poop, between all the excess stuff, and the fat that you're burning, you're going to lose probably 10 to 15 pounds very quickly. Things are going well so far. And I know immediately you guys are getting ready to comment,
how do you do this? Please tell me how to do this. I want to do it myself.
So let's talk about the theory behind what I'm doing. Sometimes I like to dance when I'm thinking about what I'm going to say next. Let's think about this from a scientific and very pragmatic standpoint. On average, a person needs to burn 3,500 calories just to lose 1 pound of fat. And that's not just general burn, that is an excess of 3,500 calories. So you just say, let me go to the gym, let me run until I burn that amount of calories. Well, it's a little bit more complicated than that, because we all have what is called the basal metabolic rate. It's the rate at which your body burns calories if you were just doing nothing. If you're just sitting there living, your body needs calories to survive as fuel to run your body. And the BMR, the basal metabolic rate, is the amount of calories that your body needs to function, to run. For me, it's a pretty high number because I'm a bigger guy and I'm sort of unhealthy. The more unhealthy you are, the less efficient your body is at running. And so for me, I burn about 2,900 calories a day just by existing. I need to burn about 600 calories to reach that 3,500 number of calories to get rid of that 1 pound of fat. Except there's another factor you have to put in. The factor that you need to consume food, you need to consume calories each day. If my body burns about 2,900 calories a day and I consume about 1,800 calories a day, I think that's a pretty healthy diet. Now I'm only at 1,100 calories of excess that my body is burning to exist. I'm a little bit further away from 3,500 calories now. So there's two things you can do. You can do them separately, you can do them in conjunction with each other, but basically you can exercise more, so burn more calories throughout the day to get closer to that number, or you can eat less food. The second option is a little bit more difficult for some people because food is great and also feeling hungry is not a great feeling. And just depending on what you do and your size and the person that you are, you may feel very weak and tired if you don't eat enough food. So obviously talk to a nutrition, talk to your doctor to see what the minimum amount of calories you can consume per day is and still be healthy and still function in a healthy way. But once you know that, you'll know how much extra exercise you want to do to get to that 3,500 number of calories. And that's what I've done for myself. I know exactly how many calories I can consume per day, and I know how much exercise I need to do on top of that, how much activity I need to do on top of that, whether it be just walking around NYC or going to the gym and doing that kind of stuff. So between those two things, I've gotten to a good point where I can lose about a pound a day in a healthy way. I'm not excessively tired. I'm not groggy. I feel good. And I hope that you can see, let me put a picture from last week. Hopefully my face looks a little bit thinner. I've lost a lot of water weight, but that's what I'm doing. That is my quote-unquote diet plan. And for me, this isn't something that's long-term. It's not sustainable. It really isn't. So my goal is to lose the size so that I can ride this ride at Universal and then hopefully just get into a more comfortable and healthy place so that I can make some long-term changes with my life and with my body and get used to them. So now, let's talk about one thing that you can do every day to immediately lose about a pound, sometimes a half a pound, first thing in the morning. And you can do this yourself. You can test it yourself. So first thing when you get up, step on a scale, weigh yourself, and then right after that, go take a big old poop. Take off your clothes if you need to, and then step back on that scale and see how much weight you've lost. I bet you it's about a half a pound, I do that every morning. I don't do the 2 weighings, but I wait until after I've gone to the bathroom in the morning, and then I weigh myself, because that is a little bit more satisfying. If you can get that extra weight, extra pound of weight, extra half pound of weight off before weighing yourself, it's going to make you feel a little bit better. So it's sort of a cheat, I know, but anything that you can do to make yourself feel more motivated and make yourself feel better about you might as well do it. So get rid of that poop, lose some weight, and feel motivated. So next week, obviously, I'll show you my progress, but then we'll talk about some of my favorite apps to use at the gym to keep me motivated, to help me with different workout regimens and that kind of stuff. And the week after that, we'll look at some meals that I've prepared that are super low in calorie, really high in nutrients, and actually taste pretty good and not that expensive either. So make sure you click that subscribe button, click the notification bell so that you'll be able to see right when these videos come out every Wednesday. And let me know down in the comments below if you are doing some sort of journey yourself and why you're doing it. I would love to hear it. That's all for now. Don't forget to create and explore, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.